What's going on, gamers? We got some more insider information coming out here, with Sony being villains again. So I don't know if you guys remember, but the Sony president CEO, Hiroki Totoki, right? He sold his share. Remember? He put investments into stocks and he made a profit, right? He sold his stocks days after the PlayStation announced the end of disc. But this is about to get interesting. Are you guys ready? Because there was only one file reporting that the media was showing you. There's multiple facets to this. You said, what do you mean, AGN? You're about to find out. Become a member, leave a tip down below, like, comment, subscribe. It's only $3 to become a member. Hit that hype button, hit that like button, let me know what's going on. Okay, so he was not alone in this. This was a Sony group effort. Yeah, you guys are saying no way. Oh yeah, we got 3 comment sections to look up here, but right here is actually going to be good enough. Let's start off here with Pirate Nation's post. Apparently it wasn't just Sony president and CEO Hiroki Totoki who sold stocks days after PlayStation announced the end of this. He said, apparently it wasn't just him. You think he was doing this alone? And you think they're making a mistake? No, this is called timing and execution. This isn't guesswork. This is realizing, manipulating, and schemes, and screwing over physical ownership for mass profit too at the same time. Multiple? Yeah, go ahead, because there was multiple, just like that sound effect. I got some pizza on. Yeah. Multiple Sony executives. Man, hold up here. Have also been selling their shares following the backlash. I'm about to get out this camera, bro. Moment of silence. Multiple Sony executives have also been selling their shares following the backlash. Wow, bro, this is crazy. But I thought Sony said the outrage was fake and people would forget about it. It's not so much they thought it was fake, but they're like, this is gonna pass, things gonna be fine. But you guys are banking millions off of this, on top of killing physical ownership, and you bastards made more money the entire generation than you did with PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 combined together. Plus, you're trying to make millions and more dollars, knowing that you're going to get much more money digital and much more money doing GTA 6 going full digital. Rockstar and Sony have been doing this behind the scenes together with Microsoft. This is where you see people team up behind the scenes in an industry, rather than you thinking that they're a nemesis, but they're making money together in a different comprehension. You saw that with Black Ops 1 and 2. Recently outed. And you think they're not trying to all push this together? Microsoft's been doing it. These are people who don't care about PlayStation. These are not original PlayStation people. These are people that are here for business and for profit. And that's it. And to keep the PlayStation train running. Because these other idiots didn't know what they were doing over in California and other sections in the gaming industry. They didn't care about gaming either. You got all these people who don't care about gaming. They're just here to make a lot of money and to screw your legacy over. You ready to take a look at this report? Here it is right here. Sony Group. Sony on NYSE, SNEJF, and OTC. You can look at Japan, Europe, and North America. State of changes in beneficial ownership of securities filing. This happened 4 times. Report of proposed sale of securities 2 times. Report of foreign issuer. Because remember, they're in Japan. Let me get off the camera real quick to show you something. Reporting date is right here. Right? We're on July 11th. Look at the reporting date and the filing date. Excel, print, it's all right here. They're sitting here. You see it, foreign type 4 and then 144 and 6K foreign types. And all the check marks are checked here to give you the idea of what's going on here. And the search table is right here. They're doing it right here in front of you guys. Selling their stocks. This is company information right up here that AGN is highlighting from you. Company search. This is when you knew that there was multiple executives filing and reporting, right? See, you got the report on the 6th, but you got the statement of changes and beneficial ownership. Look, benefiting on the 7th. Reported a proposed sale of securities on the 6th. All on the 6th were right there. And then on the 7th, you saw everything there. And the earliest reporting date was on the 3rd of July for statement changes. This wasn't just Hiroki Totoki. They were doing this together behind the scenes, benefiting off of sacrificing physical ownership and reducing your choices, your trade market, everything. Agendas has to be real, right? Info was found out, it said right here, by Deke Tweak. Derek Strickland. I try to tell you about this guy. He's not too bad. He's actually coming out and being real about it. I remember he was coming out exposing Microsoft, right? Derek Strickland right here. This is the guy. He was the one that was sharing it with people. He's cool. I actually like him. He's pretty fair. He's intellectually honest. Josh, the editor, comes on saying, isn't that funny? He's realizing things. Unchecked Vibe says, it's been a nice ride. Gamers that refuse to buy digital games, 1994 to 2028. You have to put to 2028 because it didn't happen now. It's not going to happen until 2028. But I wonder how many things are actually going to change from 2026 right now to 2028. It's going to be interesting to see how this actually all plays out. If the market AI bubble crashes, so many things could change still. But we got to talk about what we're dealing with now. But I hope for the better by 2028, right? Because this market is insane. This is the most insane manipulative greed I've ever seen in electronic history. And I've been in the electronics industry playing video games since like 1992, 1993, NES days. I've never seen something this pathetic. That's why I tried to tell you guys last year when people were grifting against Nintendo. I said, wait a year longer and more and see how the mask comes off and the curtain falls. Sony was actually on the right track, so they decided to do this. But now you realize that Nintendo isn't as bad as you thought they were. And that bigger villains stepped into play and embarrassed them by a mile. Nintendo will never do this. They're preserving physical ownership. Because you got to look at what you're doing first party before anything. First party should never kill physical ownership. They should preserve it. It's a legacy. It's been something that was always a phenomenon in the gaming world. Midnight releases, everything you look at on YouTube that has some of the biggest history, physical was right there. Why would you do this, Sony? You were the CD trend in 1994 against Nintendo's cartridges. You were the DVD trend on the PlayStation 2 era, which is your most sold console of all time, which you brag about. You were the Blu-ray trend in the PS3 era. And you were the lending ownership phenomenon trend against Microsoft's DRM lockdown trend in the PlayStation 4 era. You were the Sony Walkman trend with physical aspects. Sony, actually, your whole legacy to how you even got here was through physical. Grant you, everybody knows this. If you've been around long as I have, you know this. How could you throw that away, Sony? That's supposed to be your legacy. Why would you sacrifice your legacy for more profit? You already have enough. You made more money than any PlayStation generation all combined together in the PS5 era. I know that the memory cartel, SSD cartel market is screwing everybody else. I know Microsoft has even way more money than you. That should be preserving physical more than anybody because they have the most money. But you got a legacy here that defines you in so many different dimensions that you're kind of like taking a dump on. You need to seriously think about this. AGN's just trying to be real. I still love PlayStation for what it is. I'm going to have a PS6. I'm not going to be fake with you. I'm not going to be one of these guys that is going to be on this mic and on the camera and is going to tell you that though you're doing this, I'm going to sell my PS5 Pro. The hell I'm not. Why would I say I want to go to PC? What do you mean? You've been killed physical. You never gave that to me for the longest. I will never leave Nintendo. I will never leave PlayStation. But I'm not going to sit here idle about this because I feel like what you're doing is wrong and it's being done by people that were not representing that legacy. They weren't there in those times like that. They don't know what that means. Sean Layden knows what that means. Andrew House knows what that means. Jim Ryan knows what that means. So he messed up a lot of things. But you got to get what I'm saying? If you want to go back, Kai's Harai knows what that means. Older PlayStation guys all the way back in the PS1 eras. You guys all know what that means. You were there. To throw that away, tell me that the PlayStation growth, how it got here to there, was not through physical mediums. How you just gonna throw that away when you have the opportunity to still preserve it? Give me some better reasons than what you're telling me. You see what I mean? The Pale King says Sony and Rockstar will go down in history of taking ownership rights away. Rockstar started this big time because their influence is massive. Them and PlayStation have a history all the way back to the PS2 era, PS1 era. Though GTA was top down, it didn't get big till 3. But you guys are doing this together. Microsoft too. So Sony and Rockstar will go down in history of taking ownership rights away from gamers. Because Rockstar is going to have the biggest launch in gaming history, and they know they can get away with it, and they choose to go all digital so they can make the most money. And leaving them with nothing. You can open your digital code at Xmas. Gone are the days of us owning anything by pure greed of these two companies. You ain't finna see me ever, and I'm getting close for this reason, show up into Target, Walmart, Best Buy, anything, or order from Amazon so that I can get a damn code in a box, where I can just hit the buy button when I happen to worry about if the code is going to be used or not. And even in general, why am I showing up physical for something that's not, that cannot be grabbed physical to be inserted physical? I'm not putting the damn case inside of the console. It was always the disc. So get the hell out of here with that nonsense. Right? You see what I mean? So I can understand what he says by this, that this was a collaboration against physical ownership for pure profit. You know how much money Rockstar's milked off of GTA 5? Man, you ain't got no console. You ain't got to worry about RAM cartels. Only PlayStation has to worry about that. Nintendo has to worry about that. Microsoft, if you're making, you know, Xbox consoles and stuff like that. Rockstar didn't have to worry about that. So when I knew that medium sold the most, just like when you saw the medium of Black Ops 1 and 2, lazy ass ports coming onto the market, topping the charts, taking over GTA, all of it is telling you that it's not just them, but these gamers and these dogs that are saying it's okay. I'm not hitting the buy button on that. I don't even have GTA pre-ordered. I don't. I'm not a GTA guy like that. I'll get it, but it's not something that I feel like if Rockstar said they canceled it, I'm not going to sit here and be hurt. Unless I feel like my channel can grow a lot bigger with it. CAG is never going to be fake with you. Yeah, I feel like GTA is important to me in that sense because I did good on Twitch back in the days with GTA 5. I should have kept going with it. I had streams with 4,000 people up in there. I did. And I just stopped. GTA Online was crazy. Yeah, on God. This dude saw no more disc and panic sold faster than a PS5 scalper at launch. You will own nothing and be happy. Our vision, a world where players choose access over ownership and renting. The future is digital. PlayStation executive, player engagement, digital future, no ownership, access only. You guys can see that right here. Always online, subscription first, live service growth, because all of this stuff is gambling and renting and no ownership and them just keeping the money. And you get whatever they decide. They're the ones that are deciding. And whatever they put in front of you, that's what you get to choose from. No different than politics. I tell people all the time, I said, look, all of them are crooks and they all made it. It's a blood sport. You don't even know what goes on behind the scenes. Play the Black Ops 6 campaign and find out. It's actually pretty honest, to be honest with you. So whatever I put in front of you, now I want to know your opinion. But I already selected what I wanted. And all of these are going to work for me. And if I don't want them, they're going to be JFK. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to say anything else. But let's keep going down here, though. So Bobby says, keep a boycott on Sony and PlayStation, and we will not buy Juice Station 6. Oh, man, that's terrible, man. Good Lord. High-tech lowlife. Sell my Sony Corporation stock. I got an inside tip that PlayStation is about to die. Hitman GFX says, Sony also issued $1 billion in debt at a 5% interest rate, substantially higher than previous debt offerings. Date of insurance, January, not January, June 30th, 2026, date of disc announcement, July 1st, 2026. Those dates are too close for it to be a coincidence, right? We see that. Guys, it's all right here. Corvus says, backlash is short-lived, they said. Yet multiple Sony bosses selling stock days later. Sure, guys. All right there in front of you, right? Guys, God, that was disgusting. I tell you a lot of things. Like, when you see certain things, you don't necessarily have an opinion. Because I try to tell you at this point, there's a difference between the opinion and the obvious. How did all of them sell all those stocks and they all bank in millions? Because they knew what was going on. This is called an inside job. And it's all right there in front of you. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, become a member, leave a tip down below, like, comment, subscribe. I tell you a lot of things here. None of this is an accident. This is all planned and executed, and it's all right there in front of you. You can go take a look at other posts. This was the first post right here. Let's go down here to this one. Report. Not only Sony CEO Hiroki Toki sold his stocks at Sony, but multiple executives as well. The downfall must be close. Keep up the pressure. No disc, no buy. Sony's downfall is very close. Sony's feeling the pressure, and the CEO and other executives are abandoning ship. No physical media, no physical games, no buy, no money. Sometimes they could take a parachute and replace other people. That's possible, but Sony is not going to be sacrificed, and PlayStation is not going to die. I'm sorry, you already got your answer with Black Ops 1 and 2 remake. You got your answer with GTA 6. Because that's the only place you can get it. PC doesn't have any power right now. Because the biggest response in gaming history is right there with Black Ops 1 and 2 and with GTA 6. And PlayStation has the market, and they have the position. Xbox has died off. Though that's the backup of what's available to Nintendo gets Black Ops 1 and 2 and GTA 6. And they just say, hey, game key cards. At least you still can trade and do all this and that. A lot of people are hoping this is going to happen, because with that could actually happen. I'm not joking, guys. Think about it. Nintendo could possibly back you up with GTA 6 game key cards. You could at least have something physical in that medium. Think about it. And I think them and Rockstar are probably working together about something about that. That's still better than a damn code in a box, right? Let me know what you guys think about that. Physical media forever. Bro said, pressure, LOL, this isn't even 0.75% of 1% of the PlayStation users gang song. No pressure, I promise you. No, I know. Guess what, though? There's something wrong with this, though, because at least you're attempting something. But yeah, it's nothing when you think about what just happened with Black Ops selling millions of copies and people going to get PlayStation Plus with over 1 million plus. They get the 50% discount. It sucks, but that's what's going on, right? It's right there in front of you guys. Let me know what you think. Keep on gaming no matter what platform you're on. I'm telling you. The dogs are going to mess up everything no matter what. Every time they're going to mess it all up. And I know you guys are going to get mad. What you think the dot on the screen is? That's a tennis ball. Look at the medium. We could do all we want, man. We see through everything. But these dogs, man, once you get them and you program them, they're just gonna overbuy everything and they're gonna make you mad. What you gonna do about it? It's later, y'all. Hey, I'm just saying, man, it's the horror tactics. Later.